when I think back to the impetus of this project, this is something I've been dreaming about, honestly, for the last 20 years. Obviously, Frank Lloyd Wright and Frank Lloyd Wright Foundation, an opportunity to work together and bring this iconic mid-century design into the Airstream shell was something that we just couldn't pass up.
Partnering on this design is something that we've wanted to do for a long time. This is a dream come true to actually see this trailer happen.
Our role as the foundation is to help bring his principles of design forward. And what an amazing opportunity we had to work with Airstream to bring these principles to life.
When I think about what makes this limited edition so special, it's this iconic Airstream shell that's really become what we've been known for the last 90 years, combined with some of the best elements of Frank Lloyd Wright's architectural designs, interior designs, the application of Usonian principles where you get this narrow compression in the middle of the trailer that opens up to these great spaces in the front and the back, the use of windows to bring nature in. Mollie, our founder, was this fascinating, iconoclastic character, quirky, driven, focused. It's amazing to think that one guy with this force of will can create this company that's been so lasting.
Frank Lloyd Wright had very humble beginnings in the rural areas of Wisconsin. He wanted to know the world around him and to make that world a better place. And through his work, through his principles, through his vision, he was able to realize some of the most astounding changes to architecture that not only made buildings appear interesting, but also changed how people lived and worked together.
You think about how they incorporated nature into their designs. Frank Lloyd Wright designing his products to blend in with the natural surroundings where they were set. Mollie approach was to bring nature inside to the travel trailer with lots of windows, connect people with the natural spaces even when they were indoors. And the driving principle behind the product itself, of course, is to get people out into nature.
If you reduce it to its most simple elements, organic architecture is about understanding why you're building, what problem you're trying to solve for the person that's living or working in the space. And then once you understand who you're building for and why you're building, to then start to consider the site where you build, where you need to place those spaces that you construct.
Mollie was a Renaissance man. He really wanted people to get outdoors, but be comfortable and enjoy it, and was inspired by all the many things that you can see around the world. And when I think about how Frank Lloyd Wright looked at design and how he took special care about the places that he was going to build something, and he would make sure that he knew the landscape and how the light reflected and anything around the surroundings.
Mollie intended to make the world yours, to allow you to be anywhere and enjoy that space. What Frank Lloyd Wright said was the job of the architect is in order to help people live better lives. So by bringing both of those ethos together, you end up with something that is really about having people really enjoy spaces no matter where they are.
Obviously, in the Airstream trailer, we're space limited, so we have to be very intentional about what we put where and how we maximize space utilization. There are a number of design elements that we were able to bring into this travel trailer and combine them with some of the best elements of what we've done in the last many years here at Airstream. Elements like this beautiful light fixture that ties all the lighting in the ceiling from the front to the back of the travel trailer together and gives it an indirect element that really creates a great environment and atmosphere. The application of Usonian principles with his principles of convertibility have everything do at least two things.
For Frank Lloyd Wright, his designs became less complicated and more purposeful, more useful for those people who would be living or working in those spaces. He very much wanted to bring indoor and outdoor together. You'll see this on many of his houses. Large picture windows, mitered glass, so you don't really have an obstructed view as you're looking out. Large doors that open up to the outside. There are windows that are all throughout the structure of the system. You have windows on the side that allow lots of natural light in. You have vista windows at the top, so even as you have the privacy that you need while you're traveling, the beauty of natural light comes in through those vista windows to illuminate the space. It's that feeling of outdoor meeting indoor that Wright was looking for that we've been able to accomplish.
One of the things we really like about the collaborations is that it brings new thinking. You know, we're almost 100 years old, and sometimes we've been doing the same thing for so long. And so you bring in a fresh point of view with a completely different way of looking at it, and it challenges us. In this particular model, we have a king-size bed and a hatch in the back. It was just asking that question, wouldn't it be great to be able to sit in bed and look out and have the hatch open? It was just one of those things where a different set of eyes looking at the inside of the trailer in the small space and just thinking differently, and it challenged us. And it's a beautiful change.
So how do we bring these two things together? It was really kind of a fun challenge, and the Frank Lloyd Wright Foundation provided us excellent design guidance, but also gave us the flexibility so that we could take some of these elements that you see here in this beautiful travel trailer and blend them in with a curved shape. When you walk into the back, where the bedroom is, we've incorporated the Airstream hatch that opens up and right out the back of the trailer. This release of this energy in the back is magnified even further by the fact that the space goes right out into nature.
Eugene Maslink was one of Wright's most trusted apprentices and actually acted as his personal secretary for years. And what we came across in his catalog of work is something called the Gordon Leaf pattern. Gordon Leaf was actually designed for Elizabeth Gordon, who was the editor of House Beautiful. The beauty of the Gordon Leaf pattern is that, and the genius of Maslink, was that he could take a look at nature patterns and break them down to their most basic geometry, like the Airstream trailer.
It's this beautiful referential leaf pattern, very modern and interpretive, that you see both graphically displayed on the inside of the entry door, in the kitchen, creates this continuity and cohesive design in the front to the back of the travel trailer.
We've been so fortunate to work with the Frank Lloyd Wright Foundation. They have just been amazing partners. Not only do they have this massive library of designs to select from and to choose from, but they have so much talent on their team.
The mission of the foundation is to help people embrace an architecture for better living by connecting through arts, nature, and to each other. It's very important for us not to have that frozen in time as something that Wright did when he was alive. Instead, to have a partnership like this one with Airstream actually unlocks for us the ability to show that these principles are relevant today.
Airstreaming isn't just going camping. Airstreaming is immersing yourself in your surroundings. To think that you can do that in a Frank Lloyd Wright Airstream and come back to this comfortable, thoughtful, well-designed work of art, that's magic.
What is most exciting about this Airstream is to see the dream really come to life.
I can't tell you how excited I am about this collaboration, these two iconoclasts of American design.